Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be talking about AVGR. So this is my first DD on this one. Make sure to drop a like on this video to help this channel grow. Subscribe to the channel and leave notifications on to get the latest out of videos I make. And without further ado, I'm going to go through technical analysis, and then I'm going to dive deep through DDs and news that I found through my research. And then I'm going to go through the financials and how I would play the stock and what I think about the stock at the very end. So without further ado, let's go to technical analysis. Now we're going to start with the 1 month, 1 day perspective here, and we get to see that the average directional index shows a very strong indication of a trend forming. As soon as this hits 30, that trend becomes really hard to stop. So that's something to look at. William percent R puts this one a bit neutral today. Momentum seems to be really stable, quite high here, so that looks good. The MACD line is above the signal line, so that's amazing. And you get to see the MACD has been a little bit choppy. It's still positive, but as you can see, it decreases and then it kind of gets rejected in terms of that decrease, and it increases and it decreases and increases again. So I don't see it decrease again without increasing. So that's a little bit of an interesting thing that I usually don't see in terms of stocks. So we're going to go through the 1 hour perspective. I'm going to try to look into what is possible, what is a possible next step for this one. But really it's trading as well on news, and I'll show you in a second what the catalysts coming up are. 10 SMA is above the 30 EMA, and you get to see it dove just a little beyond there, and then it bounced right back. That's because between the 10 SMA and the 30 EMA is a trading action zone. Where reversals are likely. Stock price is still above the 50 SMA, a little bit to go to the 200 SMA, but it is very possible to hit there. Going on towards the 1 hour perspective, what we get to see here is that the MACD is negative, curling up towards the positive. So it looks like we might have something very similar to what we've seen here, where the MACD goes positive either on Monday or by latest Tuesday from what it looks of it. Average directional index puts in the trading a bit more sloppy during the Friday time, trading sideways. 10 SMA is under the 30 EMA, but it has been as well on the 30th of July and then bounced right back. So it's really trading on catalysts here. So there's a lot of movement here happening. Stock price is actually under the VWAP. Well, actually just below the VWAP. Traded 0.46 to 0.44 in the last hour of the trading day. In the extended market. Still above the 200 SMA, so still bullish, and still flirting with the 50 SMA, so there is potential there. Stock is oversold during the last day, almost still even close oversold in the extended market, even though it's still trading a bit sideways there. Momentum seems to have been a little bit down, but it's very much mimicking what's happened here, so might look actually good. Let's take a quick look in terms of trends and moving averages. So right here on the moving averages, we get to see that the stock is trading above it and has been trading a little bit above it for a little bit. That kind of drop has caused by an offering, and it's really recovered nicely from the 0.27 mark from the offering. If you jumped on there and you're still sitting in it today, you basically doubled your money on this. The moving average here band is increasing upwards, so that's a good sign as well. Now going on towards Fibonacci retracement supports and resistances. We get to see the current support on Fibonacci is sitting in around 0.43. Seems to as well find another support around 0.44 traditionally multiple times before. And then sitting in a resistance seems to be somewhere very close to the 0.46 mark. Seems to be a bit of more of a pivot point at the 0.45. But the resistance seems to be at 0.46. The next traditional resistance 0.47. Next one is a 0.49. And then we're looking at a 0.5 mark for the resistance, Fibonacci resistance sitting in 0.505 or 0.51. The supports after the 0.43 mark, we're looking at 0.42, and then we're looking at 0.40. There is one as well in 0.41 I just missed, and then off 0.39, and then we're looking at 0.38, and then following that 0.36. Now, trend lines here, let's try to identify anything in terms of trend line. By the way, this is a bullish W or a double bottom that seems to have occurred. This one here is of course a Friday sell-off. Sometimes people that bought earlier on to the week, so earlier on to the week would be still they would have on the 27th. So on the 27th the price was somewhere around the 0.4ish mark, dipped down to 0.4. People would want to realize their profits, so that's probably why it dropped, but that is a bullish sign, the W or the double bottom. Trend lines here, let's take a quick look. We'll take this one here. Wait, sorry, I'm just gonna do this one again. There we go. Still hasn't broken this trend line. It has touched here multiple times. Now let's try to do something different here. Take one from here, and this would be your current trend line that it could be possibly trading at. That's just between 2 points. This one hasn't been except on the initial supports. Still looks like it might actually still go down a little, perhaps at the support around 0.43, accumulate a little before news. Now here is the good news about this one, and here's why I'm impressed about this company. So they have, before moving forward, this is an overview of the site. They have products that they're working on, and they're basically working on lumivascular and endovascular technology. And I'm going to go through the presentation and explain a little bit more about that if you're a person like me without a pharma background. So I'm an engineer here, so a little bit interesting to look, always looking into pharma. So clinical trials that has been here for Vision IDE for 6 months for lumivascular. It basically had luminal gain of 72% extra, and the standalone is 30% improvements, and the post Pantheris is 22%. Now follow-up data on that for the Freedom Form TLR is 83, 77, and 76 respectively for 12 months, 18, and 24 months respectively. So what does this look like here? The summary of this is that under 100 patients, 14 sites, that's another one for 100 lesions, they're looking at a 93 luminal crossing percent, so 93 true luminal, and 7% sub-intimal, so looks good here for 97% efficacy and 98% efficacy. So let's dive in through the company presentation in a second here. So this is a bunch of go to presentation, and then we're going to go back to the other news. So in terms of presentation here, let's try to look into what could be possible things we can understand. Okay, traditional, you have basically disruptions is 53 and non-disruptive is 47, and what you're looking at here is non-disruptive, you're looking at 99% and 1% in the vision trial for Pantheris. So a massive improvement there. Looking in towards basically what the technology is, here, let's take a quick look for the clinical data. You get to see there is as well another improvement, basically what I summarized there, so I'm not going to go through it again. And so basically from my understanding is what this goes in is basically it scans in whether inside vessels and whatnot, through different technologies that they have different products, and as well it includes as well unblocking veins and arteries. So that's my understanding of this product from basically going through their different presentations there. But it's more related to scanning and identifying and diagnosis from my understanding. So what's their 2020 to 2022 strategy of growth? Drive utilization, so to drive utilization of current sites and open new sites in current markets. Expand sales team, launch new sites in underserved areas. 3, launch new devices. Advanced clinical data. So you're looking at a lot of good PR here that is just brewing. So any one of these I expected to jump, and that's interesting to see a company with that much PR cooking up. So definitely a lot of growth in terms of this company, as you can see here in the chart. Moving on, you get to see pre-treatment and post-treatment, basically in terms of arteries and whatnot. So it seems that there is actual improvements for this company in terms of clinical data. Now it comes in product pipelines and milestone. So the Pantheris SV estimated market opportunity is at $180 million. It got launched in Q3 2019. And so there is a lot of opportunity there. So Q3 earnings might be actually a lot nicer as well for 2020. And of course, Q2 earnings, I'll show you here in a second. $90 million market cap on Ocelot's pad. And this is coming in, apparently anticipated launching on the second half of 2020, which we just entered not a long time ago. So that's as well interesting. Lightbox L300. So this is on the first half of 2021 with a market cap or a market opportunity of 100 million. So there could be as well other PRs coming in around there. Here is one that a lot of people are sleeping on, is the US 510K filing anticipated Q2 2020. That has not come yet, so I'll show you the update on this. So that's still cooking on. And this is for the Ocelot next gen of C200, which is, I believe, this one here. Moving on, let's take a quick look. So this is the L300. not going to go through the exact details of this product, especially since it's coming in later on in 2021. They have clinical programs, so that's amazing. Enrollment dates is 2020. Enrollment anticipated to be completed first half of 2020. Amazing news there. U.S. and international sales region. So they got approved in the U.S., Europe, and in Australia and Hong Kong. Regulatory approval required in China and Japan, so that's pending still. So that's another PR that could be coming. Now, recent and key updates in Milestone. So there is basically everything I just mentioned for the upcoming one that's still coming in. So I'm not going to reiterate myself on here. Just trying to make sure the video is not long. What we're looking at is they applied for 2.3 million payment protection program loans under the CARES Act for COVID-19. Not a lot of different updates here. Cash balance is 14.7 million, while their debt balance is 9.0 million. So they definitely are outweighing their debt. Amazing to see, especially for a pharma or biotech. Opportunity summary, basically, your usual next generations luminar vascular platform. They're trying to get better solutions for a larger market, robust productive developments, Pantheris SV national launch, and efficient, lean, and operating structure. The usual. Now going on to attractive and growing market. So the market has been growing, as you can see, and so you can expect their earnings to grow as well. You can thank fast food sometimes for that. Sorry, that's just bad. Going on towards different competitive positioning, and you get to see in terms of their competitors, they are sitting in at a better luminal gain, very close to their competitive at the one that has 29% market share. This company has only 5% share on the Pantheris, by the way. And you get to see in terms of avoids adventia disruption, they are even double what the 35% market cap is. Removal of plaque, they are meeting the 29% market cap on there. The 35% market cap doesn't even offer that. Radiation and on contrast sparing, seems to be the only one that is reaching there. Imaging and vessel measurement seems the only one to be measuring there. So I imagine this company sooner or later taking a larger market share than lower than 5% and hitting there. Probably even closer to 20%, especially looking here, 29% and 35%. Their competitors their technology seems to be less superior. That's just based on their company's data. So that's what I'm seeing here. So without going on longer, the 510K filing for them for the next generation of image-guided CTO. This is filed in from under May. And my understanding is this is supposed to be coming in any day now. Usually doesn't take that long, but basically what I understand is that this is more of a ticking bomb, and once this kind of hits, you can expect the price to jump. So that's a really good PR coming in for the 510K. I did mention it in the presentation for that product, so you can just wind back around a minute or two and you'll find exactly what this product is. It's for the CTO crossing systems. I believe it was the second one on that list in terms of upcoming milestones. Going in terms of institutional buy-ins, and you get to see that there is around 20,000 shares for Fidelity Extended Market Index and Fidelity Total Market Index Fund added on the 24th, and the Fidelity Series Total Index Market Fund around 178 shares. Not a lot of different movements in there, but here comes in towards different news. All right, so the total Pantheris revenue increases 75%. So here is the first quarter recent highlights. Increased total revenue of 23% year-to-year value to 2.3 million, driven by 39% increase in catheter sales. Grew total Pantheris revenue by 75% to 1.6 million. Launched 11 new lumivascular sites in the first quarter after adding 14 new accounts in the second half of 2019. Expanded Pantheris SV penetration with shipment to more than 70 accounts since commercial launch. Received 4.5 million and 6 million of gross proceeds from equity financing rounds of January 2020 and during the second quarter of 2020 respectively. In April 2020, received 2.3 million in loans proceeds pursuant to Paycheck Protection Program created under, this is the COVID Act, so they received as well some funds in there. Now going on to comparing their March to, well actually why compare to March if I can compare to June? Okay, so June earnings came in. Revenues are a little bit down in terms of just the revenue here from March 2020 due to COVID. They still have, in terms of their net loss per share is 0.18 compared to 0.47, a really good increase currently. Although if you look at the net loss here, it's 5,000 loss, so less than the almost 7,000. Good news there, and it seems to be the least loss per so far. And we're talking as well about them with less revenue. Imagine with COVID-19 decreasing a little and the revenues kicking in, this Q3 might actually look amazing. I'm not going to go further in terms of their financial exhibits as well, but seems to be really nice growth per year. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure you mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and you have a wonderful day.